Hey guys, it's Cliffe here, and I wanted to give you a rundown of my current rig. Since the passing of B.B. King, my heart has really felt drawn back to the blues, which was my early roots. So I've kind of stripped things back a bit. So I thought I would give you a tour of what I'm currently using. Obviously I'm using Bluey, my Sur S4 with, it's got a SSV Plus in the bridge, which is different from the standard model. Stainless steel frets, good Strat style guitar. String it up with D'Addario 9.5 to 44 strings. Waiting a trial pack of the new NYXL strings, which should be coming very soon, because I want to give away to try them out before they're released to the general public, so looking forward to that. What else do I use? Locks, strap locks, fantastic, just clip on, clip off. DSL straps, again, really good stuff. Lava cables, I use a coily retro coil. In fact, this is the Patriot coil, it's red, white and blue, which was designed to be American, but obviously my roots are North American, they are British, and going back further, Norwegian, but that's all red, white and blue, so it's all good. So, as you can see, my amps are Ignator Tweaker 15s. I have two of them because I run in stereo, and I'll show my pedal board a little later, but I'm running everything in front of the amps. So I have my gain really low. My gain is way down at 9 o'clock or thereabouts. I'm running at the moment with the deep switch off. The bright switch off, although sometimes I do go with the bright switch on. It depends which amp mode I'm using generally, and also what kind of, for the bluesy, more kind of low end mellow stuff, I like it off. If I'm playing more rock stuff, then I will turn it on. My rock is not heavy rock in the sort of style it is. I'm a singer-songwriter, and whether it's blue or non-blues based, it's still me and a guitar. So, bass I'm running at 2 o'clock, middle at 11 o'clock, treble at 2 o'clock, and I do tweak that a little bit to touch. And at the moment I'm running on the British tone stack. I do change that quite a lot. Some things I like the USA tone stack, some things I like the AC ones. I may do a quick demo of those in a minute. And then the master is at 1 o'clock, because that's where tone is. If you've ever used one of these amps, you'll know that for some reason up to about 12 o'clock it's not the best sounding amp, it's not a bad sounding amp, it's a very good sounding amp, but once you get past 1 o'clock, so roughly where it's pointing to the R of master, that's when all of a sudden the magic happens. So that gives me, if I turn everything off, then that gives me just a really clean tone. It would be quite loud. I'm running Palmer PDI 08 attenuators on both amps, basically so it doesn't blow my head off, and I can tailor it that way without adjusting the settings of the amp, just the volume to where I am. So if I'm playing at home, I'll have it right way down to minus 18 dB. I think I'm on minus 9 at the moment in this space. Playing on a bigger stage, maybe I turn it off completely, and that's just actually in the back of the top cabinet. Now these top cabinets have not the stock speakers in, they've actually got greenbacks in, so Celestion G12 M25s. The bottom ones have the stock G12 H30s in, so that gives me a bit more range. These are a bit more middly, these have a bit more low and high end. So having the more middly ones at my ear level, at the moment they're raised up, but certainly closer to my ear level, even if I've got to go have them on the floor, just really helps the sound. And you blend together really well. This is slightly louder, but as I say, it's not pointing it as directly at my head. And when I mic them up, I tend to mic up the top ones, unless, certainly for live. So, the first thing I tend to add to my tone is a little bit of reverb. And for that I am completely overkill in the sense I've got a fairly stripped down pedal. There are pedal board. There are only 6 pedals on it. It's a Pedal Train Junior, but I have a Strymon Big Sky. And I tend quite a lot of the time just to use the studio setting, certainly for blues stuff. Maybe I'll turn it up a little bit more than that, but just gives a bit of space, which is very nice. The other sounds that I have in my first bank on this are actually a slapback delay. So I kind of... Yeah, it's just a very short delay. It's actually a reverb with a long pre-delay and no decay, a very short decay on it. And then I also have an orchestral shimmer kind of sound. Which is a magical sound, not very bluesy, but it does occasionally just feel like the right thing to go to. So those are the 3 sounds that I use. But let's go back to the studio and talk about delay. Again, I use delay quite subtly. I have a Strymon timeline on here, and that's probably barely audible, but it's actually a panning delay between the two. It just gives a bit of space. If I go down to a different bank, I have the same effect, just louder. And I have kind of variations of that delay. Another delay I use quite a lot is a reverse delay, which is all slightly odd. But that's kind of the 2 main weird delays, and then I have a bit kind of compressed one. And that just basically gets the low end kind of worn away, which means it kind of sits above what you're playing. It's very cool. That's, I think, in mono. Yeah. And then I also have an ice delay, which again is a special effect thing, where it kind of goes up in pitch. And if I add that to the shimmer, it's quite a kind of strange, magical tone. But as I say, not something I would use most of the time. I have a big delay. And finally, just another variation of my pan delay, which has a louder first delay, but a shorter, and the repeats are much shorter, so it's kind of a couple of quick delays. And a lot of the time, the amount of delay that you want depends on your setting. If you're playing on your own, you tend to maybe want less delay, but low amounts of delay seem to get lost in band contexts. So sometimes I'll go to a higher setting, which is why I have basically the same delay in 3 different banks, but with different amounts of mix control. And then in front of all that, a kind of almost always on pedal is my Sir Koji comp. Kind of helps to even stuff out. It also means that when I've got the overdrive on, I can turn the guitar volume right down to clean it up, and it doesn't just affect the level, just the amount of gain. That's that really subtly. So The compressor control is only at 10 o'clock, mix is at 1 o'clock, level is about 12 o'clock, and attack is about 11 o'clock. And it just kind of adds a bit of brightness to my tone, and as I say, evens it out. Then I have two Sheba drives for the compressor. You may notice I'm working backwards towards the guitar from the amp. The one I've got on at the moment is set with the drive really low. It's actually 9 o'clock. And I have the level kind of high-ish. And that's almost like a boost, just with a tiny little bit of grit. And if I turn off the compressor so you can hear the difference between that on and off. The amount of gain is increasing very much, but it's pushing the amp a bit harder. It just gives a bit more sustain, a bit more warmth. And then with the compressor, it just gives me my tone. So my default go-to tone is very much, I tend to like the in-between positions, so 2 and 4. And then I have another Sheba drive that's just set with a little bit more gain, a little bit less level, so by comparison. Still cleans up really well, and if I'm in the mood, I'll run both together. So that gives me a whole variety of fun. My final pedal on my board is usually, although this does change depending on if I want something specific, it's usually a Sir Rufus fuzz. So I'll take the overdrives off and turn that on. Kind of gnarly. I'm going to take the compressor off just because it kind of picks up a bit on noise from the lighting in here. And with the volume all the way up, it cleans up really nice. This is in the green mode. Fuzz at 3 o'clock, level at 11 o'clock, bass at 9 o'clock, and mid at 2 o'clock. And like a lot of fuzzes, it kind of does that weird thing where as soon as you drop below 9 on your volume control on the guitar, it cleans up and makes it really trebly and interesting. Which on its own sounds kind of just lo-fi and spooky, but stick an overdrive pedal after it. Just really kind of gives it a bit of bite, a bit of punch. The other option with the Rufus is to go into red mode, which is very much darker and more gnarly. there we go, that's pretty much my rig. As I say, lava cables I'm running all the way to the amp. So I've got the mini ELC soldered leads on my pedal board. My pedal board is a Pedal Train Junior, as I say, with a pedal power 2 from Voodoo Lab powering it. I'm using all the outputs because I've got the Big Sky and the Timeline on the high output and also one of the lower output ones, just so it's not getting too hot. And the Rufus is on one of the sag adjustable outputs, so I've got that cranked up a little bit just so it's getting a little bit more resistance in the power, which gives it quite an interesting, it's a very subtle difference, but it's something that I like. And then I'm just using standard lava ELC cables into the fronts of the 2 amps, which, as I say, it's pretty much the same. So if I turn on my delay again and find out what weird things are going on here. Give it some compressor, and I'll go with the blue Shiba drive, which is higher gain O2. Let's head into C. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. If you've got any questions, post them below. If not, just subscribe, like, you know the drill. See you.